Hello, everyone. This is lesson number 49. Woo, I can't believe I've done 49 of these. Tonight, we're going to talk about John. I guess he's kind of known as the disciple that Jesus loved. He was the brother of James, and James and John were the sons of Zebedee, sons of thunder, Zebedee and Salome. And John is reportedly the only one of the disciples or the apostles that died a natural death. But that wasn't without great hardship. He wrote the Gospel of John, which is a very spiritual, intense description of Jesus' ministry. And he wrote 1st, 2nd, and 3rd John. And then he had been, because of his preaching, never backing down, of course, just like all the rest of them who embraced Jesus as the Messiah and was crucified and resurrection. He too had lots of enemies, especially among the Jewish community and the leaders. So it's been said, and the scriptures don't bear this out, that he had been thrown into a cauldron of boiling oil, and escaped that unharmed, and even was given some poison and wasn't poisoned. But scriptures don't say that. That's just words from the historians. But we do know that he was tried, and to get rid of him, they wanted to silence him because he was the last of the disciples living. So they banished him to the island of Patmos, and it had been used by the Romans for criminals when that's what they did with them. I guess they didn't have prisons like we have. And it was a desolate, rocky place in the Aegean Sea, and what could have been the most depressing time of his life, John embraced that and wrote the book of Revelation. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not going there. I don't know anything about the book of Revelation. I know it's a book of hope. But many of the things that are in the book of Revelation, I feel like have already happened. A lot of people would like to say that that's the end times prophecy, and of course we've been saying that ever since for 2,000 years, that we're in the end times. So I'm not going there. I don't believe we're in the end times right now. Maybe we are, but I don't believe we are. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that right now. Nothing that I believe. That's a nice way of saying, oh, maybe the Lord will come and rapture us out of here and we won't have to put up with this. No, I don't believe that. No, I don't believe that. I believe that we have to step up to the plate and we have to do our part, just as those disciples did. John was loved, and I want to say this. When Jesus was on the cross, he looked down and there was John. He was on the innermost circle with Simon Peter and his brother Andrew and James and John. They had all been fishermen together. He looked down and he asked John to take care of his own mother. So that showed a lot of trust. Revelation is the very last book in the New Testament. I hope that you have been stirred to want to read in the Bible. And And I'm just going to say this. I don't know how anybody reads the King James Version of the Bible and gets a whole lot out of it, but I know they do because my mother sure did. But I use the NIV, and I also use the chronology of the Bible. Let me see if I've got that over here, and I can just show you mine. Yeah, here it is. It's this one, and it's in every page. It tells you things that were happening at the very time in the world when you're reading about something, what was going on, and so I just want to encourage you to spend some time reading, spend some time with the Lord. And I also want to encourage you, if you haven't already entered the new covenant, read Acts about how to do that. You can't. Here we go. I'm going to step out on a limb. I'm going to say, God is the covenant that He gave to us. He does it all. And we're the receiving part. But it's our obedience. And when we say that we believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Messiah, the Son of the living God, was crucified, buried, resurrected, and we symbolically do the same thing through the act of baptism. And it says we are buried with Christ in His death, raised to walk in newness of life. So yes, I believe that baptism is a very essential part of that new covenant that God writes His laws on our hearts. I'm not sure if I'll do another one of these. This could be the last one. I may wrap it all up with something else, but I'm not planning on it as right now. So this is probably the last one. Be pleasantly surprised if I come back with number 50. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a studious watcher and listener. To God be the glory. Love to each one of you.